first, the world was ruled by Gaia, the earth goddess. Together with the god of sky, Uranus, they created the 12 titans, the elder gods. Cronus with his wife Rhea became the ruling titan by killing his father Uranus. But a prophecy that claimed one of Cronus' 12 children will rise against him and take his place as the most powerful god on earth made Cronus eat each of his children as they were born. His wife Rhea saved the last child, the god Zeus. She hid him on the island of Crete and fed Cronus a rock in his place. She raised the child secretly. When Zeus became strong enough, he forced Cronus to spit out his siblings, and together they fought Cronos. Olympian versus Titan. The Olympians drove the Titans into the depths of Tartaros and Hades. Zeus, the god of sky and thunder, became the king of the gods. For his own amusement, he assigned Prometheus with the task of creating the first man. Prometheus felt sorry for man because he knew his life on earth would be dark and dangerous. So he stole fire from heaven and gave it to the mortal. As punishment, Zeus created Pandora, the very first woman molded from clay by the gods. He endowed her with beauty and wit. As a wedding present, he gave her the Pitos, a storage jar, and told her not to open it ever. But curiosity got the best of her, and she opened the jar and released a swarm of evil spirits trapped within. They would forever afterward plague mankind. The only thing that remained was hope, a single blessing to comfort mankind in their suffering. Another Greek myth that is passed down from generation to generation is the tale of Jason and the Argonauts. Jason was a hero who traveled the seas in search of the Golden Fleece to help his father take back the kingdom from King Peleus. Jason gathered a team of brave men on a ship called the Argo. They became known as the Argonauts. Hercules was one of the Argonauts. He was half mortal and half god. His father, Zeus, was the god of lightning and king of the gods. Other members included Orpheus, a gifted musician, Atalanta, a swift-footed huntress who would often challenge young men to race her. The price would be her hand in marriage, and the consequence for losing would be death. Castor and Pollux were twin brothers, together known as the Dioscuri. Their mother was Leda, but Castor was the mortal son of Tyndarus, the king of Sparta, and Pollux was the divine son of Zeus, who seduced Leda in the disguise of a swan. Their first challenge was the island of Lemnos. The goddess of love and beauty, Aphrodite, cursed the women inhabiting the island because they had ignored her worship. She cursed them by making their bodies smell so vile that their husbands ran away. Angry with Aphrodite, they killed their husbands. After escaping from the island, they sailed on. The Argonauts encountered harpies, winged monsters and spirits of sudden wind. After defeating the creatures, the Argonauts then met Phineus of Salmydessus. Phineus was blind by choice because he wanted to predict the sayings of gods. Jason saved Phineus from harpies who were sent there by Helios, the sun god, to kill him. In return for his favor, Phineus told him to sail to the island of Colchis, where the Golden Fleece was hidden. To reach Colchis, one had to travel through the cliffs of Symplegades, but the cliffs trampled anyone and anything that traveled between them. So Phineus suggested that Jason release a dove between the cliffs. If the dove would be able to reach past the cliffs, so will he. Jason released the dove, and it passed the cliffs. Jason and the Argonauts traveled through the cliffs of Symplegades safely. Finally, Jason and his Argonauts reached Colchis. Jason met up with the king Aeetes and asked him to give him the Golden Fleece. But the king agreed to give him the Golden Fleece only on the condition that he presents some extraordinary tasks. Medea, the daughter of Aeetes, helped Jason in completing the tasks, on the condition that he marries her. But the king had other plans. He decided to kill Jason and the Argonauts and not give them the Golden Fleece. But he made the mistake of confiding his plans to his daughter Medea, a powerful enchantress. Medea helped Jason recover the Golden Fleece and escape by killing her brother to delay her father. She, along with the Argonauts, fled Colchis. Jason soon deserted Medea for the daughter of King Creon of Corinth. In revenge, Medea murdered Creon, his daughter, and her own 2 sons by Jason. Orpheus also married after the voyage of the Argo. His wife Eurydice was bitten by a snake soon after their wedding and tragically died. Overcome with grief, Orpheus traveled to the underworld to bring her back to life. He convinced Hades and Persephone to let Eurydice go, but her release came with a catch. Eurydice must walk behind him as they ascend to the living world, but Orpheus is forbidden from looking at her, if he wants them both to leave safely. But Orpheus could not resist glancing at Eurydice just as they reached the exit. He turned to look at Eurydice, and she was immediately sent back to the underworld, forever. Orpheus roamed around Greece playing sad songs with the musical talent he was blessed with. Eventually, he was ripped to shreds by a group of drunken, mad women. He was then sent back to the underworld and reunited with his beloved. The Trojan War began when Eris threw down a golden apple among the gods that had "For the fairest" written on it. The quarrel that ensued between Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite for the price of beauty was decided by the Trojan prince Paris in favor of Aphrodite. She in return gave him the beautiful mortal Helen as wife. But she was already the wife of Menelaus of Sparta. When Menelaus demanded her return, the Trojans refused. Menelaus then persuaded his brother Agamemnon to lead an army against Troy. The ships gathered, led by the greatest Greek heroes, including Achilles. Achilles had bathed in the river Styx, which made him indestructible, except for his heel where his mother held him when she dipped him in the river. The war lasted for 9 years. The Greeks almost completely destroyed Troy's surrounding cities, but they could not breach the city itself. Finally, the Greeks built a large wooden hollow horse in which a small group of warriors were concealed. The other Greeks appeared to sail for home, leaving behind only the horse and Sinon, who deceitfully persuaded the Trojans to take the horse within the city walls. At night, the Greeks returned. Their companions crept out of the horse and opened the city gates, and Troy was destroyed.
Into the minds of the ancient Greeks.
Thrills, gyrations, aggravations, exhortations, and other things. I'm talking about sons killing fathers who killed their fathers, who had sons with like 25,000 heads, and they're all poisonous and eating stuff, and it's awesome!
My name is Linda, and I will be your captain.
Captain.
This evening, and I will be guiding you into the murky depths of Greek mythology and bringing you back out again on the other side.
And my name is Alisher, and I am the Pied Piper Cool, the Lieutenant Spock's your Captain Kirk, the father of fables, the legend of legends, and the front man to this band of merry misfits.
Joining us on stage,
the Dream Team! And a homeless guy named Smalley, they represent the peak of messianic achievements. All right, get off the stage.
Let's calm it down for a moment, shall we? When you think about the Greeks, what do you think about? Anyone? Anyone?
Oh, me! Yeah, me! Yes, me!
What?
That hairy guy who owns a restaurant!
While it's true that many Greeks are hirsute and do own restaurants,
And euros. I think about euros.
you'd be surprised to know that they started our Western culture. In fact, if it weren't for them, we'd just be a bunch of naked, illiterate savages painting ourselves blue and eating raw deer.
That sounds awesome!
And as a punishment for their contribution to Western culture, we've been forced to study them for the next 2,500 years.
Awesome.
What we are doing tonight,
Prepare to be amazed!
what we are doing,
It's awesome!
just let me tell them, okay?
It will blow your mind! You'll be like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about!
Anyway, we're gonna portray all Greek mythology for you, right now.
Right now!
All of it in 30 minutes.
My head's about to explode! You know what, Linda? Let's do it! There were the Titans, and the king of the Titans was Crowder. Our loyal subjects! Subjects? And there were many Titans. People like Prometheus, Epimetheus, and Oceanus, and another guy, and this other dude, and a guy with 100 hands, and Uranus. Uranus.
I don't want to be this character.
Why not?
I don't like my name.
What's wrong with Uranus?
I said I wasn't going to be rich.
Alright, fine. Let's call it thank you.
Okay then.
Thank you, Ray. Now I had a dream the other night that one day my children would rise up and kill us all. Us?
How about this? After each child is born, you eat them.
That sounds logical.
You want to eat my babies?
This is why women can be turned from anything. They can't make the tough decisions. Eat babies it is. Nice idea, big you.
Thanks, Your Majesty.
Now I know what you might be thinking out there. This might not seem like the proper family relationship, but in ancient times, it was perfectly acceptable to... Alright, fine. It was always gross.
Carlos, can we talk?
Sure, what's up?
This is hard for me to say, but I should stop hitting our children.
Nag. This is all you ever do.
So Rhea did the only thing she could do. They went to therapy.
That's interesting. And how do you feel about him eating the children? When you make babies, it makes me feel upset. Because he's a jerk.
That is a blaming statement. We're not using blaming statements.
I feel upset now.
Oh, please. It's okay, Kronos. It's Rhea's turn to share now. Are you listening to her?
Yes.
Good. I think we're making progress. Now, Rhea, tell Kronos how you feel.
When you make babies, it makes me.
If you're not going to share your feelings with him, he'll never know.
It makes me feel angry because it all work with those babies and you're just eating them. Means that you're eating them now.
Can I respond to that?
Please, that's why we're here.
Rhea,
Yes, look at her.
you need to stop complaining. Why don't you next?
No. We're backsliding. Remember what we talked about in our last session?
Oh, sure, you're never gonna keep long in this marriage. What about the time when the soup is cold?
Maybe you could do something a bit more nice, you know?
And then I tried to make this
Are
marriage
you
work.
kidding me?
Let's try to
Where's the love? Where's the affection?
Okay, stop. Let's just sit down and try to move forward. We're going to try a little exercise I like to call sharing time. So here's what we do. Kronos, you share something you haven't told Rhea, and Rhea, you share something you haven't told Kronos. Can we try that?
I guess.
Kronos, you first. What haven't you told Rhea?
Rhea, I think your sister's hotter than you.
What? Now, Rhea, what would you like to share with Kronos?
Okay, you know how the last baby you ate was all tough?
Yeah, I figured he was gonna be the some kind of earthquakes or something.
Well, that was a baby. That was a rock.
What?
And I've been raising that child ever since to kill you.
What?
Come on in, Zeus!
See what I've been telling you? She's been lying to me.
Kill him, Zeus! Kill him!
And in the middle of all this, Kronos picked up all the children he had eaten, and they banded together, and... What? I'm not making this up. This is straight from Wikipedia. Most of them are. Anyway, the regurgitated children formed a team and had a big war and eventually defeated Kronos and the Titans and banished them forever.
Banishing the Titans is that?
You're banished too, Mom.
What?
And you too, Titan Marriage Counselor.
Dang it.
Now, I, Zeus, shall rule the world as an enlightened leader and guide using the principles of democracy and my fair play, making decision skills. And I will never ever seduce any mortal woman, because that would be wrong. Hey, what's that? I don't know if you do this kind of thing, but I'm king of the
Yeah, well, that lasted for all of about 5 minutes.
And so Zeus became king, and in here somewhere, man appeared. And Zeus didn't like man so much, so he decided to punish him for eternity.
Jerk.
As punishment, in walks...
Whoa, what the heck kind of animal is that?
I'm not an animal, am I?
It's a talking animal! I bet it would be great to eat.
So the next time Zeus created a woman, he decided to send the man a dream first, to give him a little warning.
Hey, Bob, what's going on? Is that you, mighty Zeus? Yeah, listen, that animal you killed yesterday, the talking one? Yeah, that was cool. I'm gonna send you another one. Don't eat her! Okay. Zeus out.
So the next day,
Hey, my name is Pandora, and I'm looking for this guy. I guess I'm supposed to show up here and cook dinner and stuff. But, and also I have to wash dishes, do the house, what the heck, clean the house. Oh, make clothes. Appreciate fine art and music. Whatever that is, jeez, there is a lot here.
You sound great. Welcome to the family. Now get to work washing the dishes and making dinner, and make sure you don't open the mysterious box that moves all the evils of the world, like death, disease, poverty, boy bands, and the lack of playoff system in college football.
I'm getting pretty offended over here.
will you let me tell the beautiful myth?
No, it's sexist.
Fine, you tell the story.
I will. I think it's about time.
And it probably won't be as good because you're inherently inferior.
You're pushing it, buddy. But let's look at it in a different way. A feminist perspective.
You?
Let's play this story as if it were a made-for-TV movie on the Oxygen Network.
What's that?
Television for women.
They have television for women? What are they going to think of next?
Anyway, can I have some intro music, please? They seem like the perfect suburban couple. They were a couple that laughed together, played together, and didn't have a care in the world. But then at a dramatically convenient point in the story, it all changed.
What's that, sweetheart?
It's a box. I bought it at the flea market from a mysterious man today.
Wow, how mysterious! Where are you going to put it?
Why are you so worried about the box?
I'm not, I was...
Don't talk about the box!
I'm sorry. So where do you think it came from?
I said don't with the box.
Their life changed.
It grew stormy. Which is symbolized by stormy. Which is symbolized by stormy weather. Honey, can we talk?
No.
I know you've been having a tough time at work.
Oh, please, just leave me alone. Come on, woman.
I think you've been spending too much time with the box.
Doesn't. You're jealous of the box.
I'm not jealous of you.
Liar!
What's in that box anyway?
Stay away from it! You don't understand the box. You don't love the box like I do.
You love it?
Yes. Why is it so hard to understand? She listens to me. She understands me.
So she called the police officer.
Hello? Police? My husband? He's in love with the box? No. Please, listen to me. Why won't anybody listen to me? Honey, I have come to a decision. It is me or that box.
The box. What? Yeah, and the box and I have come to a decision. You need to be killed. Never mind, I have a knife. Give me the box. Give me the box. Just wait. Woman, what? You wouldn't.
Slimy, drop that spatula. This box is not getting in the way. It's woodier than me. It's not younger than me, and it's a box. I love you, man, and I love this marriage. And this is not getting in the way. No.
Oh, Pandora! What a cruel lesson I've learned! I've taken married love for granted. Now I all men who take married love for granted, I'm doomed. Doomed, I tell you! Darn you, box! Darn you to heck!
And everything that was horrible in the world, like professional wrestling, labor pains, migraine headaches, and notes from the 70s emerged. The end.
And now, it's time for the heroic myths. Elsewhere in the Mediterranean, things were afoot.
Big things.
Big things were afoot. A team of heroes had been assembled, convicted for crimes they did not commit, escaped the maximum security prison in Sparta, and operated on a secret ship in the Aegean Sea. Still wanted by the government, they exist as soldiers of fortune. If you ever needed any help, if no one else could aid you, and if you could find them, maybe I can hire Jason And the Argonauts.
I thought of a better one. In the great ship of the Argos, there are some of the world's four greatest heroes. Hercules, the incredibly strong son of Zeus. Orpheus, master of music. Atalanta, the extremely fast chick. And Jason, he is just a guy.
And they were joined by the three junior members, Castor and Pollux.
And Glib, the space monkey. Where's the space monkey?
We killed the space monkey. It was lame.
Fine, whatever. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh, I know. Is it that where there's like this sea monster that comes out of the ocean?
No,
and
no, no,
there's
no,
a God. Oh, is that where there's like this it has something to do with the golden fleece?
There you go.
And they do something to get the
If
golden
I
fleece?
may, Jason and the Argonauts is a story everyone thinks they know, but they have no clue how it actually goes. So let's help out, shall we?
Can I start?
On their invisible ship, the Argonauts.
I have a petition here. For a guy trying to become a member of the team.
What's his power?
He wears dark clothing, a mask kind of thing. Goes by the name of Batman.
He sounds little too gold for me.
Hey, I said that.
Anything else new?
I've written sad poems to explode. Hercules needs no more poems.
Anyways, I got a couple of questions. Save the fishing villages from the sequels, but the one that really intrigued me is to acquire the golden fleece and make me king.
So our dream is making you king?
Let's do that. But how?
Let's do what we always do. Ask the computer. Ma! Hercules needs no computer.
Hold on. Computer.
How do we acquire the golden fleece?
It says here, we must sail to the island of Venus, single-handedly destroy the army, and defeat the sleepless dragon. Cool? Cool.
So they set out for Minos. Their first challenge, harpies.
Oh, harpies! What the heck are those things? I just said they were harpies.
Fun fact, the word harpy is also used to describe a nagging woman, like my ex-girlfriend. She was always like...
Are you ever planning on vacuuming here? This place is gross. It's really gross in here. And take out the garbage and do the dishes, and you're not willing to not, are you?
I can't take it.
Castor, Pollux, you know what to do. Wonder Twin powers activate! Shape up a bucket of water. Form up a giant eagle. Thanks, Wonders Twins. You saved us there. No problem.
So they sailed on. But they couldn't rest. For now, they faced the silence.
Hey fellas, come on over here.
Let's do. I'm coming, Chinas.
Stop, they're going to kill you.
I don't care. They sound cute.
Man, Orpheus going to try to be a little bit useful.
What? I'm sorry, that wasn't listening to you.
Orpheus, stop out of this right now.
I've got an idea.
So Orpheus played a song that was more beautiful than the siren song, and the siren stopped singing and started listening because he was just that hot.
the island of lonely single women.
Yay!
Hey there, what's going on? We're just a bunch of lonely single women over here. Anybody up for some cuddling?
There's no such a thing as an island of lonely single women.
I'm seriously not making this up. Look,
This is ridiculous!
their husbands were all cheaters, so in the middle of the night, they got together and killed them all.
We're looking for commitment!
Okay, guys, let's get out of here.
That was a close one.
You can say that again!
That was a close one.
And so the next island held the princess, Medea.
Hey there, Argonauts. Can I hang out on your boat? I'm dead.
Sure. Your name sounds a little familiar to me. Medea. Wasn't there some sort of Christianity named Medea?
You're imagining things. I love you.
I love you too, and I'm sure there won't be any negative consequences from this relationship.
You know I love a good epic as much as the next person, but it seems like all this story is a bunch of womanizers selling around fighting girls.
I know! It's awesome!
Isn't there something they can do besides that?
Well, okay. Skipping forward, they plant the dragon's tooth, it forms an army, and 1,000 zombies come out, yada yada, and the zombies attack. I said there were 1,000 zombies.
Well, how am I supposed to do that?
You're an actor, but you should figure it out.
Okay.
Zombies! Argonauts, assemble!
It's clobbering time!
Twin powers activate!
Shape up a bucket of water.
Form up the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
There's too many of them, Captain.
Castor, get in there. I'm a bucket of water.
Listen, I have an idea. I could run really fast, like so fast. I could run into the future, go to a library, check out a book, and discover how to defeat the zombie army.
That sounds logical.
Wait a minute. Hey!
Aha! I'm back from the future.
That was quick.
So it says here, all we have to do is throw a golden coin in the middle of the zombies, and they'll all kill each other fighting for it.
Great. Who's got the coin?
I don't care cash, man.
I've got one, but I have a bucket of water. Hercules, do you have any money?
I'm not loaning you any money. You'll never pay back.
No, just throw in the middle of the zombies. That's it.
Oh.
That was wonderful, darling.
He didn't even do anything.
I love you too. Well, now the last challenge is to defeat the sleepless dragon that guards the golden fleece.
Let's fight him!
You can't fight it. Do you want to bet? Wonder Twin powers activate! Shape up
A bucket of water.
form up the dragon slightly larger than that dragon.
Wait a second. Can I do the dragon this time?
Don't be silly. I turn into forms and you turn into shapes.
Well, it seems like the only thing I can turn into is a bucket of water.
You know what really isn't fair?
I'm immortal and you're not.
What?
Yeah. Check it out.
Wait a minute, we're twins with different fathers?
Yep.
How does that even work? Well, like, the mom, I mean, maybe I'm adopted.
And once again, the Greeks' knowledge of where babies come from shines through.
Moments later, back at the Argos.
Well, we defeated the sleepless dragon, got the golden fleece, and are sailing home. Mission accomplished. My dad's a little bit ticked he killed his entire army of zombies. He'll get over it. He's chasing us down.
Say what?
Yep.
Let's fight them!
No, you can't fight them. Lucky for you, I kidnapped my little brother. So, in order to defeat my dad, we're
And so Jason and Medea got married, and they lived happily ever... Well, maybe not so happily ever after.
Let's show them in mine.
Score!
Moving on, well that brings us to the most beautiful love story of all time.
Which, because this is Greek, ends in horrible, horrible death. Happily in horrible, horrible death.
Now, if you remember this guy from before, Orpheus. He's sensitive, he's a little into music, he's emo, but that's cool because the girl could kind of go for that. He's got magical powers, everything with one in a guy.
Not immortal.
Except for that.
I thought I was immortal.
Nope, hot dogs are not immortal.
Except for me. Oh, yeah. Man, everything sucks.
I hate to break this to you, Orpheus, but you're a demigod. A lesser god, if you will. You're a god that just showed up because your dad been mixing it up with the mortals. You know what I mean?
This is so I'm depressed. My father was never around when I was growing up. Now all I hear is my music and my dark clothing.
But then one day, a new girl moved to town. Your idiocy.
Hey, I'm new in town.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
If I was a man dying in the desert, with 1,000 suns burning upon my back, I would trade a cool make of wonderful. 1 second to gaze upon you.
Oh, I need to go. Bye.
And just like every great love story, they had a problem. In this case, his father, Apollo.
Why were you hanging out with that mortal girl?
I do care.
I don't know what's the best for you. I thought this great news. She's spunky, she's a little bump. I know you like this kind of things.
Tell my life.
Hey, I'm your father.
You're not my father. You're just a jerk coming back once in a while. Goes back to being the son. But I hate you. I hate you. But I think you're black, huh?
Look, you're going through the basement now. Like the moon.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm gonna go away with you.
Why don't you do it outside? Maybe you can get some dinner.
Never!
So the next day,
Hey, Orpheus.
Hey,
What's going on? What are you going to do tonight?
I'm going to fall asleep, so I take the possibility of touching on my skin. And the chance, however slight, that you would love me in the cool darkness of the night.
Oh, I'm going to the movies. You want to come along?
Yeah, sure. Someone! What about that? What do you want?
I know you're infatuated with that water girl right
You know
now.
nothing about it!
Look, I mean, we're different than them. God ain't like people, boy.
Well, I'm not a god either, am I? I'm just a demigod.
Look, take a page out of this book, find a water girl, have a little fun, and that's it.
bad sign. So we'll have to break up.
You can't do this.
Sorry, we're just too different. I have to go. Bye.
No!
So he did what any immensely poetical guy would do.
Oh, Orpheus, if only you knew how much I love you. What is that I hear? I love you.
I love you too. Let's get married right here.
Sweet.
And they were married, and as Eurydice went to cut the cake, a snake bit her, and she died right there.
What the heck? Are you kidding me? She just dies? You're running for 3 minutes, man. You didn't even finish the song.
And then after she died a horrible, horrible death, all of a sudden his father appeared, telling him all about the things he could have done with that girl, and she wasn't alive.
Sorry, kid. There'll be others. Let's go find some nymphs.
You did this, didn't you, Dad?
Look, I'm god of the sun, not god of the snakes. I mean, it's not my problem if that girl got some bad luck.
We're still over, Dad.
What are you gonna do? You can't love that girl.
You wanna bet?
So Orpheus came up with a plan.
I'll just go down to Hades and get her. Simple. Hey, where's Hades, by the way?
Go down the highway a ways, you'll see Wendy's. Behind the Wendy's is a dumpster. If you climb into that dumpster, there's a bucket of fried grease. Just jump into that and you'll be right into heaven.
Oh, okay.
His first encounter is a boatman Sharon.
Hey there, I'm looking for my girlfriend.
9 shall pass.
Yeah, but true love, right? Don't you just love on that love story?
9 shall pass.
Let me sing you a song about you. She's left living society. So I got to go down to see my baby girl. Now that was a bright afternoon on our wedding day. She was perfect in every way. She was being healed, but she didn't even feel. So I love my life that way. 50, come on, man, help me. Ooh, it was a bright afternoon. Oh, where can you really see me?
And the song he sang was so beautiful. So sad. That all lady stopped for a second. Everything fell in love with him. The stones, the rocks, everything.
I'm talking #1 on every chart.
I just want my girlfriend back.
Oh, that's sweet, young love. Look, we're gonna make a killing of that. Nobody needs the end world, though.
I'm not doing record.
Oh, come on, kid. Tell you what, I want to introduce you to some of the fans here. Oh my God, they're here! I love you! Okay, girls, chill out.
Marry me!
No, marry me!
Forget about her, marry me!
Okay, you're a sweet kid. I'm gonna make you a deal. I'm gonna let you and DC go back up to the word of leaving. And I don't do that just for anybody. But you've got a great sound, and we're gonna be rich. So, here's the deal. Your DC is gonna walk right behind you. And if you can walk out of here without looking at her, you both leave. If you look back at her though, I get to keep her forever, and I'm gonna give you over to your fans.
We love you!
We're going to eat you.
We still love you!
Then you count us up. Turn around. Okay, now you two crazy kids get out of here.
So, what have you been up to?
Well, there's a lot of daytime TV here. Actually, it's boring.
And it doesn't sound too bad.
Thanks for coming and getting me.
Of course.
What?
You okay?
No!
And Eurydice was torn from his grasp. And the girls descended upon him.
I saw him first! Get off him, you cow!
And they fought over him so much that they tore him into little pieces and he died right there.
Keep going, man.
And Orpheus' spirit descended back into Hades and he lived happily ever after with the girl that he loved. Girl, where are you? Your idiocy. Your idiocy.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I had my phone.
Well, they lived happily ever after in Hades. Well, they didn't live. They were spirits and everything, you know what I mean. But they were spirits in love for eternity. And Hades didn't let anyone torture them because Orpheus wrote some songs for Led Zeppelin. The end. And that is the very first emo love story. And now, no study of Greek mythology is complete without an in-depth exploration of epic poetry.
Which we are not going to attempt.
Instead, we're going to present to you the greatest epic poem of all time, the Iliad.
In 5 minutes. Ready?
Let's do it.
Hold on, I need to pee.
Anybody got a stopwatch? Yep. Go!
The Iliad is a recounting of the Trojan War by Homer.
Don't!
Not that one. The Iliad is a recounting of the Trojan War, which is 8,674 lines long, of which 7,922 describe someone being killed.
How did the Trojan War begin, you ask? Well, like most wars, it began with a beauty contest.
First, there was the shepherd Percy.
One sheep. 2 sheep. 3 sheep.
And he was visited by the 3 goddesses, Hera, Aphrodite, and Athena.
Greetings, mortals!
Are these dinosaurs?
So, if you had to pick which one of us was the hottest, who would you pick? And if it's gonna be me, Aphrodite, I can make any girl fall in love with you, even mermaids.
You're the hottest?
Score!
I hate you now.
I hate you the more she does.
I hope that won't cause any problems. Oh well. 4 sheep. 5 sheep.
And just then, the most beautiful girl in the world happened to walk by. What were the odds?
Hello, my name is Helen, and I'm super hot. And wow.
Whoa.
Wow. Hey, babe.
Let's go all together.
Slight problem. She was married to the king, Menelaus.
Has anybody seen my wife? I overheard this girl from Sparta, and she was like, there's this totally hot guy from Troy. And the last time I saw Helen, she was totally hitting on him.
Isn't this nasty? Ew.
What? Yeah, isn't this nasty girl? She. kingdom to me. What should I do? If I were king, I would raise everyone in the same country and kill them all. Would you? Yeah, that sounds logical. Yeah, let's do that.
So Menelaus gathered all of his friends who all happened to behave like 8-year-old boys, and they attacked the city of Troy.
And the Greeks were the Panoid men, and the greatest hero of them all was Achilles, who was basically invulnerable and impossible to kill.
Shield! Okay, I'm ready. Shield! You're dead! Shield! You're dead! Shield! You're dead!
That's it! I quit. I'm taking my sword and going home. Get a hold on yourself, man. He has to have a weakness.
Yes! He must have an Achilles heel! But where could it be?
Yes, where could his Achilles heel be? I don't care. I'm going home. Shut it! Let's send our greatest hero, Hector, to fight him. I'm Hector. You killed my friends. Prepare to die.
Shield! You're dead.
It's so unfair.
So, clearly the war was not going well. But then, Paris got a lucky shot with his bow. Paris got a lucky shot with his bow. Paris got a lucky shot with his bow. What? Oh.
I've been struck with my Achilles heel. Oh, the irony.
And there was much rejoicing.
All right, Trojans. We give up. And to make you believe that, we're going to give you this large horse as a present, with a lot of space for people to hide in.
You think we're pretty dumb, huh?
Dumb. Yes, we think you're pretty dumb. Anyways, there are a few ground rules with a horse. First, you cannot set it on fire.
Oh.
Second, you cannot poke it with swords.
But that's what I do with all my pets.
Third, if you hear or see anything moving around in that horse, ignore that. Because many horses are famous for their complicated digestive systems. Even the wooden ones.
Yeah, okay.
And so the horse entered the city of Troy. And as the Trojans partied that night,
There was no time to care for recording like that.
Then how are we supposed to have a word then, like,
whatever, dance party's over.
And the Greeks were like, no, don't kill us. And they were like, die, die, die. And the Spartan hero was like, no, don't kill me. And then they were like, no, you're gonna die anyway. And this guy, he just went and jumped off the city wall. And this guy over here got punted in the wings. And then you know what? You know what? Paris! Paris! Paris in heaven! Up there in the tower!
Maximus versus Megalos. Mano a mano. Until finally...
Well, you're dead.
And they lived happily ever after until his friend Agamemnon got home from the war and was murdered by his wife and her lover in a bath. And then their son grew up and sought revenge and killed his mother. And then he lived happily ever after until he was chased down by the fury